bad hair day. Hello. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and show you the setup. So starting with the Xbox, you're gonna HDMI that out to your Elgato, and then your Elgato to your TV, then USB-C to your computer. Now you're getting game audio and video to your computer to be recorded or streamed. Then for multiple people, each person's gonna need a microphone. You plug them both into a mixer like this one. I'm using a Behringer ZeniX 1204. So they both plug into there. And then if you want to both hear each other while you're talking, you can plug in headphones. You can use a splitter or use a stereo headphone amplifier like I'm using right here, so that you're able to control your headphone audio independently of each other. And then if you want game audio to go through your headphones as well, you're going to need an optical to RCA converter like I have here. And then so you plug that into the optical port of your Xbox One or your PS4, and then take an RCA to 1/4 inch cable and then plug it into one of the slots on your mixer. Mine, I have it plugged into the line in 5/6 line, and then that line controls the audio for that. Now be aware that that doesn't work if you have a PS5 or Xbox Series X, as they took out the optical port on those systems. So from there, you're either going to have to get a HDMI audio extractor or use the optical port on your TV if you're using a TV. If you're using a monitor as your mode of viewing the game, it's not going to have an optical port, and so you're going to need the audio extractor. The pros and cons: if you use the TV optical port and you're also using like a sound bar that likes to take control of the audio from the TV, you're going to have to like unplug the sound bar or fiddle with the settings a bit for that. If you use the audio extractor, it's going to be a daisy chain of audio and video, just like going through multiple things. And that's the setup. So I'm sorry if I just barreled on through all of that. When I was trying to look up my setup, I went through so many videos of people explaining all the little bits and knobs before going on to the next thing and just would get hung up on all the smaller bits. So I just wanted to make a video for people like me that just wanted the setup and not all like the faff and, oh, this knob does this and this knob does that. I'm like, no, I want to know how it works before I buy it, kind of thing, you know? I want to thank Podcast Insights for like having very comprehensive gear like reviews and overviews and like recommendations. It seems to be a pretty solid website for if you just want to break down of like what the budget option is and what the no budget option is. The rest of this video is going to be just me imparting on the random bits of knowledge that I've accumulated in setting up this cozy stream setup. I'm just going to go over the mixer first. Small general knowledge thing. This is microphone 1, and then the next row is microphone 2, and then this line right here would be the console audio. So starting at the top, this is the gain, how sensitive the microphone is. Higher the gain, how farther away from the microphone you can be. Compressor, it lowers. The higher this is, the lower like the peaks will be. So if you're being really loud, it'll tone that down a little bit. EQ, these are my settings. I had some random YouTuber had it all set as the highs all the way to the right, mids stay in the middle, and then the lows all the way to the right. It definitely seems to make a difference though. On my girlfriend's side, which is microphone 1, she has a little bit of a high-pitched voice, so I lowered her highs a bit. I have a bit of a bassy voice, so I've lowered my lows a bit to try to be less bassy. You're gonna have to play with that depending on what your voice is. Mute button is very nice. These are the fader volume buttons, so I lower it, the quieter my voice will get. As I raise it back up, louder I get. Recommend staying at 0 or Unity as it's termed if you're trying to Google search stuff for it. If you're using headphones, make sure to push in this one here for main mix, or make sure that you have some audio going to the mix, because if you unclick that, you won't hear anything in your headphones. And also make sure the main mix volume is actually at a volume so you can actually hear something out of it. If this is all the way down here, you won't hear anything. And again, I set it at Unity, so I'm loud enough. If I'm recording and it's too loud, I can adjust that later on in settings. If it's too quiet, you can also adjust in settings, but if you're streaming, you don't have an after time to adjust that. I am also going to talk about the gear I have and like why I chose it, and like pros and cons and stuff like that. So the microphones I'm using are cardioid condenser microphones from Audio-Technica. They are the 2020 model. There is one model above it called the 2035. It is, on paper, it is the better microphone than this one, but because I'm streaming and also I needed two of them, I decided to go with the 2020. Because I'm streaming, it's going to be a lower quality. People are going to be wearing AirPods, stuff like that. They're not going to get the full effect of the microphone, because I listened to somebody testing both of them and they sounded pretty much the same on my AirPods. I also chose a cardioid microphone so that anything from like this halfway point forward is picked up, anything behind it is not, so that if I wanted to, we could set up a game that we couldn't set through the mixer. We could just play off of the TV speakers and it would work out fine. I'm using the Elgato S Plus because I have a 4K TV, and so I could get the pass through to the 4K. It's kind of a bit of future proofing because it was just like $20 or $30 more to get the S Plus. I don't have to worry about buying it again when I upgrade to Xbox Series X or PS5 later down the road. Hopefully down the road. And then I'm using the Behringer ZeniX 1204. So far, I have no real complaints about it. There is a little bit of a small buzz sound you get. You can reduce it if you go into your sound controls, and if you have it at 100%, you might want to back it down to like 80 or so. Even then, you're still going to get a slight buzz. When I'm wearing like my studio headphones, I notice it and it bothers me, so I put on a VST plugin called Reaper and use Reaper plugin to subtract the buzzing noise. I can't really go over it with my computer at the moment because I am using a 2013 Alienware 14 with a 750M graphics card, and it can't handle screen recording for whatever reason, so I can't really pull up a tutorial on that. But there are plenty of other people that have also done good tutorials on how to do a VST plugin, and I recommend Reaper because it seems to just work and seems to got a lot of features with it. One of the things I saved money on in my budget for this is my mic stands are just Amazon basic mic stands. They're like $17 a piece. If I had to buy two of them, that would have added up quite a bit if I went with anything else beyond that. When I started searching, my budget was around $600. That was kind of what I wanted to stay within, and I blew past that by $250. The main pieces of the setup was within budget. The microphones, each one $50, and then the Behringer mixer was $200 ish, and then the Elgato was another $200. So altogether, hey, the major components, the major, at least in my eyes, important pieces was within budget. It just was all the extra bits that added up. So it's like, when you buy the microphone, you have to buy the XLR cables with it. So that's another $20 for two microphones. The audio converter was another like $20. Headphone amplifier, which is definitely a creature comfort kind of thing. I knew I needed it for my setup for my partner to enjoy this better. I needed that, but it was not something that was necessary. But that was like another $20, and then to get the converter jacks for it was another $5. It's like, it's all these little things that came up around it that weren't super necessary, but made setup more comfortable, added significantly to the price. And then tax was they're like $50 for everything together. And then the webcam, I already had the web camera I had for it. I'm using the AverMedia one. I don't really recommend it. I almost I got it from Costco, so I kind of want to return it. But it works good enough. Like if you have enough light from it, it looks pretty great. Like I've got like a giant like natural light going over there. I've got another light there, and then my room that I'm recording in right now has giant windows to let the sunlight come in. So it kind of works out for this, but I definitely later on I'm gonna have to upgrade this something a lot better, especially since I had to put it a significant distance away to get both of us in on camera. So if I wanted to be able to like zoom in, this has no zoom function to it. It comes out really dark. You need light to really a decent advantage of this camera. And with that, I think that's pretty much everything I have for this video. Thank you for watching if you watched, and please join us on Twitch. We're trying to find our regular schedule. Either we'll be streaming on the weekends or Mondays and Tuesdays at night Pacific time. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment. Hopefully you found like a nice nugget of information that makes your stream just a little bit better. Yeah, have a good day.